Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. It's Earth Day. Isn't that something? It's Earth Day. And we are loving one another on Earth Day like we love the earth. Like God said, his will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. And his will is for us to love one another. That's God's will. It's for us to love one another. Thy will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it will. God's will is going to be done. We are going to love one another. We are going to take care of one another the way that we were once doing. We are going to come together in this spiritual warfare instead of attacking one another. We are going to become a better people, a better way of life, a better way of living in God, a beautiful, beloved community where we all can just live together side by side. It don't matter your skin color. Different skin, one love. We are all different people, but we are all the same people. We all come from the same. It all traces back to Africa, to one set of people, and that we all descended from. It's been scientifically proven. You can go back and try to refute it. They tried, honey. That's why they had to overthrow white supremacy and white rule in Africa, because it was proven that the Africans were there first. They couldn't believe that the Africans made those towers, those beautiful Zimbabwe towers. And Cecil Rhodes went in there and tore it up and named it Rhodesia, and had them turn down their own beautiful cities because of colonization. They really didn't have no choice. The kings and queens were defeated over there, but, here we are. So, but we learning. We came out of slavery. We have descended into oppression. It's a different time now. We seeing how the evil has taken over the world. Now we can't even send our babies to school because somebody gonna walk in there and start shooting up the kids. The kids now, back when I went to school, wasn't nobody studying nobody's kids. You better act right in front of the grown-ups. But now we have descended to where you got evil walking into school to kill children. You can't even go sit in a library for the threat of a shooter, a shooter drill. My daughter had a shooter drill for the first time in the third grade. Matter of fact, it traumatized her that we made it to the news, honey, because she was so traumatized behind. They didn't even tell me they were getting ready to do that. I could have prepared her. They didn't tell me they were going to have a shooter drill for a third grader. They just all of a sudden just came through there, started banging on the lockers and hitting stuff and scaring the kids. These are terrible times that we are living in. So we need to grow in God. God is love. We need to come together and grow, and grow over this evil, grow over the oppression that has taken over the world. You sit back and look at your people. I wonder what got into them. What made them act like that? They ain't never done nothing like that. I ain't never seen. Man, you couldn't have never paid me to. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a spiritual warfare going on. That's what's happening to them, honey. It ain't no devil that's busy everywhere. It's a spiritual warfare that's jumping through folks that's trying to destroy you. It's going to keep attacking you till it finally gets you one way or another if you keep on being a part of it. See, I had to be removed out of it because as long as I was constantly in it, it was going to keep on sucking me, taking me on down. I say that because that's exactly what it does. It steal, kill, and destroy. It destroys your happiness. It destroys your peace. It destroys everything because that's what it's out to do. I'm going to tell you something. When I was in that house and I began, the birth of the Grow Program was August 28th when our legend and hero died. The first superhero, African superhero I had ever seen in my life. I'm at the movie theater. I can't even move. I had to go out and use the bathroom. I need to go so bad, but I couldn't move because I didn't want to miss nothing. Didn't even think about it. I could see it later on. But, it was beautiful. The most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Our people on the big screen. I didn't care if they didn't win no award. They won my award, honey, just to see them up there. I mean, just a big display of African royalty. All of them, every single one of them, down to whoever, down to the helper boy who helped pick up the spurs or whatever. I mean, just a big, beautiful display of African royalty. I had never seen nothing like that in my life. Ever. Them on the screen. You mean us up there like that on the screen? Not playing some old flunky in the movie or somebody that fought. And I'm not saying, not to knock that, but I'm just saying, somebody who died early, or died quick. We up there like that, like heroes, like warriors that we really are. And then at the same time, I'm telling you, when he died, honey, the day he died was the birth of the Grow program, because that's when the Queen started speaking to me. That day he died, and his spirit was in the house. His spirit was there with her, comforting me. I'm telling you, he was. He was there, honey. He was there. He told me some things that confirmed it, because, this is deep. Because when he would say something, I would go to Google and look it up. Sure enough, it be that. I'm telling you, he was there with her, comforting me. That's what got me through. That's what gave me the courage to sit there and tell my grandbaby that he is still a king and he is still with us. His spirit still lives on. But see, the message that he's trying to get through with the ancestors, because he is an ancestor now. The message that he's trying to get through is for us to love one another, because that's what he was doing when he was here. He lifted us, honey. He lifted us. He wouldn't play no role that degraded us and demeaned us and put us down. He lifted those legends that he played on the screen and became a legend himself. He did. We all know that's a king. And now we know the truth. We are kings. We are warriors of God. We are mighty. We are created in God's own image. And we are not what we see on TV, animals to be slaughtered, to be hunted down, to be feared. You can't even take a drive. You can't even take a walk. You can't take a jog. You can't go to sleep. You can't go get nothing to eat. You can't do nothing but sit there, in your house, scared to leave, wondering who gonna hunt you down next. Where the evil at? Because I'm going to tell you, they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your face. All the time they want to take your race. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your race, honey. That's what they do. For real. Oh, man. It's something. So then, in the house, honey, that's what I'm saying. You can't let nothing steal your joy. You can't let nothing steal your joy, because all the time I'm having evil. I'm dealing with that evil every single day, honey. But when it came time to get on that podcast and get up there on YouTube, I was on it. I had to do what I had to do, honey, because I'm going to tell you something. God showed me that evil has no power. The evil has no power. And it was something to go through. But that I went through all the oppression in my life. And even in the end, even as I was preaching on the podcast in October, September, November, December, January, February, then come the end, March. Then my husband admits to me that he's a narcissist and he was out to get me. Just like every other demon that has risen up against me, except I want you to remember something. Weapons will form, but they won't prosper. Not if you're not a part of that spiritual warfare. That's why you need to remove yourself from the chaos, negativity, and drama equation. You need to remove yourself and begin to do better. Begin to live a better way in God. Begin to love, forgive. You have to forgive. Even if you don't want to fool with them no more, just forgive. Because see, when you don't forgive, it holds you back from reaching your greatness. That's a hindrance for you. That's what keeps you from rising to be a great mountain. Because when the great mountains reach their greatness, they slide off all that old stuff, in order to reach their greatness. So that's what we have to do in God. We have to slide off all this old stuff and rise, let go of that hate, let go of the grudges, let go of the unforgiveness, let go of what she did last week, let go of what they did yesterday. Let go of what they said, because see, if you didn't want to, you don't need to be listening to it, because then you are part of that chaos, negativity, and drama that you need to lock out of your house, like you lock the burglars out. Lock it out of your life. Keep that away from you. Chaos, negativity, and drama, honey, will have you left up out of here, because it is a gateway to the evil. It is, I'm telling you something. It's something really to watch that Maury Povich. It is. Cause see, next thing you know, you caught up in the foolishness and the funniness of it. But I'm gonna tell you something. As you sitting there watching that foolishness, you laughing. And as you laughing, you speaking on it. And as you speaking on it, you speaking it into existence. And as you speaking it to an existence, it falls on the wrong ears. And when it falls on the wrong ears, in it comes into your life. You need to stop watching that chaos. Seriously, watch something positive. Watch something uplifting. Watch something, that meditate to God. Lord, take me to something that I need to be looking at, that's going to enrich my life some kind of way. That's going to help my life some kind of way. That's going to pull me up out this spiritual warfare that I got myself down in, Lord. Lead me the way, God. Show me, push me back, Lord, because see now, I done got too in control that I don't even want to let you in, God. So show me how to turn back that way and sit down for a minute and allow you to take over. See, because you can't see what's going on. The good spirits are trying to help you. The good spirits, the ancestral spirits, they're there to guide you. They're there to show you, they're all around you. But you in the way. Move you out the way. Move you out the way, honey. Move you out the way. For real. Get back and let the Lord take over. Allow God to guide you. It's hard to do. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust what you can't see. But God is there. I had to, honey. I went through this last storm, and I'm telling you, I held up. It was rocking the boat. The ship was rocking. The ship almost turned over, and I can't swim. The ship almost turned over, and I can't swim. If you can hear what I'm telling you, it was so rocky. I had put my baby in safety. But I had to hold on for both of us. And I held on because I knew that God was working it out for me. And God worked it out for me so that I'm here today to tell you. The dark place that I went that night was just for 3 minutes. Just to allow you to see the depths of my despair and where I went, where this took me, how literally broken I was, what my husband did. It was devastating, because if you look at their pictures on YouTube, you'll see a very different woman. I was under oppression with him. I was under his control. I was wearing wigs and weaves and ponytails and all that. But when I pulled that stuff out of my head and started being me, who I really was, who God put me here to be, and stood up to him and say, no, you cannot have my soul, he fled. And so here we are, growing all over the world. Who would, we growing. God bless grow. God bless us as we grow. The naysayers, they gonna be growing too. I'm telling you, everybody gonna be growing. Everybody gonna be listening, because see, you're gonna be spiritually fed here. See, because I done been through every type of oppression there is to go through. I'm telling you. So, I understand where you at. You don't even have to tell me your problems. It's too many of you that I can't even list to all your problems anyway. So that's why the Lord took me through the storms. So many of you ain't even been through the storms that I went through. But many of you went through your own storms. So you understand what it's like to go through a storm. You understand what it's like to barely hold on, many of you. You understand what it's like to see that the ship is about to be tossed on over. But God is there like a rushing wind, coming to right the ship the right way and guide it on its way. Send it the way it's supposed to go on the path of righteousness. So therefore, as we on the path of righteousness in God, we going to come upon the path of realization of our dreams, all our dreams. And we going to rise as a people all over the world and come out with substance, loving one another, forgiving, reaching our greatness in God, because God commands us to love. When he put us on this earth, he commanded us love, and be fruitful, love one another. And there you go. But somewhere along the way, we lost our path and got caught up in the spiritual warfare. And here we are. But now we got the solution. We got love all over the world. On Earth Day, we are going to begin to love. We are going to tell our loved ones to grow. We are going to grow all over the world. We are going to rise and reach our greatness in God. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. We are going to come together. We are flowers. We are going to come together, grab hold of one another. As the evil has joined forces, the good is about to join forces. We are warriors in God, and we are going to hold one another up and lift one another. Just as the evil works together, we are going to work together for God. We are going to join forces against the evil, and we are going to conquer the evil, because love will conquer if you just believe. Love will drive out hate, and love will drive out hate is the message of the freedom fighters. Don't ever forget that. Don't let their fight be in vain, because it's not. Because I will speak until the day I die. I don't care. As long as I have a voice, I will talk until the day I die, for us to rise and overcome oppression as a people, as we should, because we were there once where we loved one another and something evil happened. We were there as a people where we loved. We can do it again, and we are going to do it again. We're going to come together. It don't matter the spiritual warfare, because the spiritual warfare can't get me. It can run as fast as it can. It can't catch me. I'm just like the gingerbread man, because God has removed me from the spiritual warfare. I'm safe and I'm taken care of. Let's take care of each other. Let's begin to pray it forward. Where you see a need, let's do something. Let's start working together and help one another, instead of talking about one another, instead of pointing fingers, instead of wagging fingers and wagging tongues. Let's stand up together and lift one another, because when we lift one another, we all rise as a people. The evil has risen. We need to rise too. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. I love you. Let's rise.